Hey, what is going on, guys? XD here, back again with another video. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I want to show you how you can transition from a first part to a second part. Let's say, for instance, you have made a track, but it's not yet arranged, but you have a part where you actually want to start introducing a hype or introduce kind of a place where it's more hyper and you want to introduce a few more instruments. I'm going to show you how you can transition into that part in this video. So watch till the end so that you make sure that you don't miss all these tips that I'm going to give you of how to make really nice, really smooth transitions into a second part or whatever part it is, or just to make a good transition into introducing new sounds. So I'm going to play you what I have right now here. It's a simple track that I was building, and I just got to this point where I need to transition into dropping in the bass and a few more sounds. So take a listen. Okay, so the new sounds that are coming in right now is the log drum or the bass and the snare. That's the stuff that is coming in. So I'm actually not sure about this silent one that's coming in over here. This is another sound that's coming in, but I actually have a technique what you can do with that sound. So firstly, what we want to do is create kind of a break before this part kicks in. So we're gonna go here to our kick, this one that's written a salto kick. Then what we can do is we can just cut it back maybe a bar or two, like over here. Can we play that back? That's actually reasonable. So that's more or less 2 bars that we cut out to give that break. So you can take out as many instruments as you want, but you don't want to give too much of a break where it feels like if people were dancing, they have to stop dancing because the beat just kind of got taken out. So it's not that type of a break, but we want the percussion to still be going. So I'm going to keep the loops and all the other percussion, even the clap, to be still going, but I'm just going to take out the kick. So it's going to be like this. And then it goes back in. So now we're going to go to our packs folder and we're going to go into drums and we're going to go to cymbals and we're going to look for a cymbal that we're going to use as a crash and use for our build up. So I'm just going to look for something that is that's nice. Okay, that one is fine. I'm just going to drop it here at the point where I want the transition to happen. Just right here. So there's the crash. Just gonna lower the volume a bit because crashes tend to be really powerful. So now let me play that back. Drop that volume back. Okay, so that's fine, but now we still need it to build. It's not really building yet. So what you can do with this is you can try and look for maybe some SFX to just throw in there, something that will build up or something like that. Like maybe this sweep. Okay, let me see what I can get. That's gonna be a bit better than this one. SFX. Oh my god, these folders don't come with really nice. There we go, something like this. Then you can just drop it in and then that's gonna be your build up. But the funny thing about some of these sounds is that some of them are not in key with what you're making and they don't really fit in, naturally to the track that you're making, and you can actually spoil, the feel of that transition by throwing in a build-up that's not really working with your track. So I'm just gonna delete this. I'm not gonna use this one. But what I'm gonna do is a little trick I like to do by making a reverse crash. It'll just be smoother and will connect more with this crash more than anything else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just look for another crash, or I can duplicate that crash, but I'll just look for another crash. I'm gonna find something with a really long tail. I think that one will do. Then I'm gonna drop it back here. Oh, okay, it's not so long. Okay, that one is not long as well. That one is fine, the one with the 707, but it's not so long as well. Okay, that one is fine. That one is as long as the first one. Actually, maybe a slightly longer. So with this second one, what I want to do is I'm going to double click on it, and then I'm going to come here to reverse, and then I'm going to reverse that sample, and it's going to look like this. Then I'm just going to bring it back over here and put it right here on the start. I'm just going to put my grid to none. Just bring it back. There we go. So that it connects with this one. So now we're going to have a smooth transition on this part. So let me play that back. There we go. So that's a much better transition. So this is a way you can do this. And another way to do this when you're introducing sounds to your next part is you just don't want the sound to just start playing. You might want your sound to come in slowly. So what I'll do is with this sound over here, I'm gonna automate the volume and make it come in really slow. So I'll just come into the volume and say create automation clip, and then the automation clip will be made here. So I'm gonna make a point right here, and then I'm just gonna drag this one down. So I would have to obviously extend, make it start a bit earlier, or whichever way that's that's nice and whatever, but I would want to to make it come in a bit smoother and slowly and pick up in volume just like that. Let's hear that again. Much smoother, right? Yeah, so the next thing we'd want to do is play around with our first kick. I see a lot of tracks, house tracks, have this thing where they play around with this first kick and have it kind of miss, because most of the time you can anticipate when the kick is going to come back, but what you want to do is not make the kick come back where people are expecting it to come back. You just give it a little bit of a trip step. So what I'll do is I'll just come here and click on this, or you know what, I'll just cut the kick, this first kick, I'll just cut it off. And if I click on it and click here again, I have the same kick selected, so it's just going to paste the same kick. So I'll just cut that one out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this kick on the next step over here, just like this. So I'm just going to move it from here to there. So instead of me actually going into this to the channel rack and creating a new pattern just to do this to the kick, I can just easily cut it out here in the playlist just to save time. So then if I play it back, it's going to sound like this. Play that again. So this is another way you can do this. So you can actually go a step further with this and duplicate it and play around and see how it sounds if it works with. And I can bring back my crash. See what will work. Or maybe I can just add a double crash like that. It doesn't sound really good, but I think just the kicks like that actually works because you give it a little bit of variation. And if you want as well with the kicks is you can actually give them kind of a build up, the most common build up that we have, that you start putting kicks in kind of a series. I can just do that, and then I can add more kicks. Then I can add more like that. Remove that one. So this is another way you can play around with the kicks. But if you want a more subtle way, you don't have to do this kick trick. You can just leave that place empty and keep it as a break. But if you want to use the kick trick, you can do that as well to kind of build momentum onto the next part and build hype onto the next part. And when you have this, you can now start to throw in a lot of other different SFX, as long as they sound good with what you're doing and they're not too loud and they're not really taking people out of the feeling that you're trying, to put into them. So that's easily how you can change your sound and add, a bit of a transition effect to your tracks. In case you're wondering how you can do a nice transition in, from your first part to your second part as well. So if you found this very helpful, leave a like down below. I want to know how you make your own transitions. Let me know down in the comments. If you're new to this channel, subscribe for more videos like this. I'm gonna check you guys out in my next video. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.